celebrations, health and safety updates, as well as seeking input from our families and our staff, and some next steps, just some important updates and reminders. We're going on 6 weeks into the new school year, and of course, it has been quite an effort by our staff and our students and our families to adapt, getting back into the swing of things. The demands have been great, and on top of that, the health and safety. But we continue to find ways to adapt, and there's been lots of silver linings on, despite the demands and despite how challenging everything seems, getting back into the swing of things, getting settled into the new year. There's lots of great celebrations. We've had a New York Times best-selling author visit our high schools, do a community presentation in partnership with both libraries from both towns. And that was a very exciting evening event. We haven't had something like that in a very long time. Same thing with a college tailgate that we had at Bolingbrook High School for students from Bolingbrook and Romeoville to get on-the-spot admission into colleges that partnered with us to set up this tailgate-style atmosphere. It was a really great event. Our music programs continue to find ways to adapt. We had the Spartan Classic Marching Band event this weekend. It was a beautiful day, beautiful event for both of our schools to come out and perform, along with many others from the area. So we're finding ways to continue to adapt, and that goes in the classroom and as well as special events. In terms of the health and safety front, we are relatively stable. We're seeing a decrease in metrics, a decrease in cases. Their positivity at the region, county, and zip code level is in a very stable place at a minimal level. You can see those numbers displayed on the chart. And internally, our active cases for staff and students is relatively low as a percentage of the overall population. So we're in a good place, and it is apparent that our efforts to mitigate risk, control any exposure is paying off and keeping that any potential school exposure very minimal levels. And so we're doing a very, very strong job in this area. Our school nurses, our leaders, and our staff, and working with our families as well. Families are reporting symptoms, keeping their children home. We ask them to continue to do that. In the past week, we had some updated guidance issued to schools from the Illinois Department of Public Health and Illinois State Board of Education that allows for some additional flexibility for school nurses to make more of an assessment and a decision based on the symptoms that are present, based on all of the details with one particular student case or one particular symptomatic student. We know that families have some issues with PCR test availability, either at their healthcare provider or in the community. So this new guidance now does allow us to accept the rapid antigen tests, not the home tests, but the rapid tests for symptomatic individuals. And essentially what that does is it allows us to get our kids back in school more quickly if they had an alternative diagnosis with no suspicion of COVID, they have not been exposed, then we want to get them back in school as quickly as possible, as safely as possible. There's been some guidance change related to siblings and household members. If an individual is waiting test results, as long as that individual was tested within 24 hours of symptom onset, we do not need to exclude the siblings. And that's a very positive development that we believe we can still manage and monitor and have students have minimal disruption or minimize the time that they would need to be out of school because of a ill sibling. So again, we're learning a lot as we go day by day. Our school nurses and staff are certainly working very hard to continue to adapt to this, and we seem to be in a very good spot right now, and we'll continue to monitor. We are continuing to promote vaccination opportunities in the community with the Will County Health Department, with the Illinois Department of Public Health. We will be hosting a clinic here in district. It will be the Pfizer vaccine, and it is in honor of our very own student, Dakota Morgan. Her family continues to partner with these public health organizations in their cause to continue to promote vaccination and make this opportunities available to families. And this is for children ages 12 and older, and walk-ins are welcome. So that will be here in Romeoville at the Valley View School District Administration Center, and no appointments are required. The first date is October 2nd. It will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So our health and safety leads and staff continue to find additional ways to provide service to the community and provide these opportunities. So we're appreciative of their efforts. Just another reminder of other opportunities in the community for vaccinations as well. And another update that, of course, is very fluid and evolving, and you may hear in the news regarding staffing shortages, regarding shortages of hourly staff. Transportation area is one area in particular that school districts across the state have had challenges. So our team has been doing a phenomenal job. We're running very, very tight on the staffing to begin with, and they continue to adapt, where we've had days where our office staff, our mechanics, our dispatchers, anyone who's able is out running routes. We've also had some days where they've had to come up and troubleshoot and make some route adjustments or run a double route. And we know that this is not our typical level of service, but they're doing a phenomenal job to try to minimize that inconvenience for our students and our families, and most importantly, get our kids safe to school. So we are running, we're doing a great job adapting, and we want to ensure that we're ready and prepared and have some contingency plans in place, and most importantly, communication. If there are any changes or adjustments, or we do find ourselves in a particular difficult spot, if there's a staff shortage falls below a certain level. So we will continue to update our community, and we just thank our families and our students for their patience, and for our staff for their efforts in keeping us going strong in this area as well. We are advertising and seeking our families' input on a Panorama Survey. The link is available on all of our school websites and our homepage as well. We are seeking your feedback to help us continue to improve our communication, our programming, and just the overall student and family experience. So we highly encourage you to take this brief survey. It will take just a few minutes. It has 12 questions, so we encourage our families to give us some input. Your voice matters, just the same way that we want to hear from our staff and our students. We want to hear from our families as well, and this is a really important piece to our partnership and our continuing to improve and grow together. So we'll continue our updates. The next formal update will be on October 18th, and please stay tuned in to your school social media and email messages that are coming from your school level. And that's it.